Use your God power. Get everything you ever wanted and live the life of your dreams. The Master's Course. Copyright 2010 by Richard Lee McKim Jr. All rights reserved. Let the quest for knowing begin. Question number 5. Resonance can be best described as A. The universal matchmaker. B. Always working and always effective. C. The enforcer, quote unquote, that carries out your meanings. Or D, all. Well, all this was covered in the chapter. And the answer is D, all. It's all of those things. Resonance is the universal matchmaker. That's what it does. It matches up results, responses, outcomes with meaning. That's what it does. It matches like frequencies, which call out, beckon forth, elicit responses, outcomes that match your meaning. That's a matchmaker, the universal matchmaker. It's the basis of all creation. All creation came from meaning, eliciting response, eliciting outcome. That's how creation is done. You have a meaning and elicits outcome. Every time. Always. And since the possible outcomes are unlimited, then any meaning you have has an outcome that it can elicit. That's how creation is done. You create a meaning and you get the outcome. You get the result. You call it out. It's just the way it works. It's just that simple. Always working and always effective? Absolutely. It is always working. You are always transmitting. You are always creating meaning, whether you realize it or not. And it is always transmitting. And it is always being responded to by resonance. It's like the woman sitting in that dog example. She was sitting in the cafeteria and ordered something to eat. Guess what? That was transmitted. Now, they didn't cover this, but check this out. Now, when she decided to come home, if you recall on the video, at the exact moment that she decided to come home, the dog went to the door. Because that meaning was being transmitted. She didn't do this thing that you see on these psychic shows where they put their hands on their head and they concentrate and they're trying to transmit a thought. You don't have to do that. You are always transmitting. How else would resonance work? Resonance is always working, always effective, always happening. Now, this is an interesting thought. What if, whenever the dog owner ordered prime rib, they always brought home a doggy bag to their dog? Always. Whenever they ordered prime rib, they always brought home a doggy bag. Now, with that in mind, if the owner had sat down at the restaurant and ordered prime rib, I bet the dog's mouth would start watering, would start salivating, because that would create a meaning that there's going to be a doggy bag soon. And the dog would have resonated to that. That just goes to show you how it works. So yes, it's always working and always effective. See? The enforcer that carries out your meanings? Absolutely. You sit there, you create a meaning, resonance goes forth and compels a response. There is no denying the call of resonance. The glass shattered itself responding to resonance. The bridge shattered itself responding to resonance. There is no denying the call of resonance. When you create a meaning, you are going to get the result. You are going to get the outcome. Resonance will call it out. It will elicit it. It will beckon it. It will drag it out, kicking and screaming. You're going to get a result. If it means that whatever it is going to shatter itself responding to your meaning, it's going to respond. That's just the way it works. So resonance can be thought of as the enforcer that carries out your meanings. All you have to do is create meanings and believe in them. And resonance will make it happen. It will create the circumstance. So resonance can be best described as A, the universal matchmaker. Absolutely. B, always working and effective. Always effective. Always. C, the enforcer that carries out your meanings. Absolutely. Resonance, it sends out an invitation that compels a response. It's a compelling invitation. It's kind of like jury duty. You get a notice for jury duty, you got to go. Or a subpoena, that's a compelling invitation. You have to go. When you create a meeting, resonance goes out and sends out an invitation and says, you have to respond, period. So the answer is D, all. Okay.
That was the end of chapter number 5. To continue, go to How to Use Your God Power, chapter number 6, segment number 1. Let your quest for knowing continue.